Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the third workshop in this series. I'm Siddharth, Product Specialist IT Security Solutions team at Manage Engine. It's a pleasure to have you all here. I hope my voice is audible and there's no glitch in viewing my shared screen. In case of any difficulties, please let us know. In the previous workshop, we looked at syslog and application log management. Be sure to check out my blog series on these topics that was published last week at blogs.manageengine.com. And as we had mentioned in our previous workshop, this week we will be discussing about protecting your confidential data through file integrity monitoring. We will also be looking at the prerequisites to file integrity monitoring, which include defining ACLs, enabling object access auditing, and configuring SACL auditing. Once we are done with the prerequisites, we will look at adding a host to EventLog Analyzer for monitoring file and folder changes. We will also look at creating an alert profile to get the user details for any critical changes made to files and folders. Also, a reminder about next week, we will be looking at performing forensic analysis using log search. This will include backtracking security attacks, why and how to do it, building complex search queries with the search options available, and extracting forensic reports and creating alert profiles from search queries. Stay tuned with us to learn more about network security management. So let's get started with today's workshop. First, we will be looking at defining access control lists. And here is why it is important. It allows you to establish the control over who can access what data. This means that it establishes the permission between the user accounts or user groups and the data in which the confidential information is stored. Thus, improper definition of access control lists can create security loopholes, meaning that it is important to properly define them. So here are the best practices for defining ACLs. These ACLs should be only defined for groups and not for specific user accounts. If you need to give exclusive access to certain user accounts or computers, first group them together and then define the ACL for that particular group. Also, use the predefined permission settings, as the advanced settings will only increase your complexity. Now let me show you how to define the access control list for a specific folder. Now I want to define the ACL for the folder called Home folder. Right-click on the folder and click Properties. Go to the Security tab and here click the Edit button. Here you can view the permissions for the folder, in this case Home folder. First you can see the object name, which includes the directory, the C drive, and the name of the folder, Home folder. Under that, you can see the groups or usernames that have access for this particular folder. You have the option to add users or user groups or remove existing users or user groups from this list. Now click on the particular user or user group, and below you can see the permissions for that user. We have the option to allow or deny these permissions. So say for example you want to allow read access for this particular user group but deny the write access. Simply click the allow checkbox and click the deny checkbox for write. Once you specify the specific permissions, that is the allow and deny, you click on apply and click OK. Now you can try defining the access control list for any folder in your setup. Let us know if you're having any difficulties in doing so via chat, and let us know once you're done with this task using the hand raise option. Hopefully you're not having any difficulties with defining the access control list. So now that we are done defining the ACL, we need to track the access to the files and folders. And this involves two steps. The first step is to tell the server that it needs to keep track of the file and folder accesses. This is done by enabling object access auditing. The second step is that the administrator or the owner of the data has to directly indicate on the data that it should be audited. And this is done by configuring SACL auditing. So let us first look at how to enable object access auditing. Here we need to specify to the system on what events it needs to track and generate audit entries for. To do this, go to Run and key in gpedit.msc. This will open the local group policy editor. Now on the left pane under local computer policy, expand the Windows settings folder, and under that expand the security settings. Under security settings, expand the local policies folder and click on audit policy. If you remember from our first workshop in the series, on the right pane you can see the 9 security events that can be audited, and by default they are all not configured. Now for file integrity monitoring, we need to track object access, that is the file and folder accesses. So right click on audit object access and click properties. Here we can audit the success and failure attempts for object access. The success checkbox will generate an audit entry whenever an object is accessed successfully, while the failure checkbox will generate an audit entry when an unsuccessful attempt is made to access an object. Of course, this will work only if the object has an SACL specified, which we will be looking into right after this. So now I'm going to check the success and failure checkboxes for auditing object access, and I'm going to click apply and OK. So now you can see on the right pane that the auditing object access has been turned on for success and failure attempts.
Control F function F2 சரி இது என்ன நியூ ஹார்ட்வேர் ஃபவுண்ட்னு இதுக்கு வருது என்ன தானே இது இல்ல இல்ல யூஸ் நியூ ஹார்ட்வேர் தானே இப்போ இதுல ஏன் வரல ஃபோன் டிடெக்ட் ஆகுது ஏன் வரல எப்படி இப்போ இவ்வளோ நேரம் கழிச்சு ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக இருந்தது அதில் வருது இதில் வரமாட்டேங்குது ஒயர்லெஸ் ஓ ஒயர்லெஸில் வருதா ஃபோன் வந்து கனெக்ட் ஆகுது சுபா அன்கிட்ட தேடின்னு இருக்கேம்மா
Yeah, sorry about that. We were looking at enabling the object access in our local group policy editor, and we have turned on auditing for both success and failure attempts for auditing object access. But say you're monitoring the particular files and folders for compliance purpose, then you need not monitor all the events associated with object access. You can configure the audit policies for object access at a granular level by using the advanced audit policy configuration on the left pane. So on the left pane, expand the advanced audit policy configuration, and under that, expand the system audit policies local group policy object, and click on object accesses. So here you can see that the object access has been divided into several subcategories, and each of these we can configure the auditing. For compliance purpose, you can leave out many of these subcategories, but it is a must to audit the file system, file share, and the handle manipulation. So the events such as certification services, registry, and SAM can continue to be not configured, but I'm going to be configuring the file share, file system, as well as handle manipulation. So right click on the particular subcategory, in this case file share, and configure the success and failure for this event, and click apply and OK. And now I'm going to do the same for file system and for handle manipulation. So now you can see on the right pane that we have configured the file share, file system, and handle manipulation while we are continuing to not audit the other subcategories. Now I want you to enable object access auditing in your setup and tweak its configuration for the compliance requirements, or you can enable all the events for object access auditing if it is for the case of file integrity monitoring. If you have any difficulties, please let us know on chat, and once you are done, let us know using the hand raise option. Hopefully you had no difficulty in enabling object access auditing. And now that we have enabled object access auditing, the next and final prerequisite to file integrity monitoring is to configure the SACL auditing. To enable SACL auditing, right-click the specific folder and click on Properties. Navigate to the Security tab and click on the Advanced button. In the advanced security settings for this particular folder, go to the auditing tab. Now you need to define the principle for which the system has to audit. So click on the add button and click on select a principal link. Now you need to enter the object name and I'm going to enter everyone. Click on check names and click OK. The everyone here indicates that when anyone in your organization tries to access this file, an auditing entry will be generated. Now you need to specify what kind of accesses have to be audited. For this, click on the Show Advanced Permissions link. Now I'm going to uncheck the Traverse folder checkbox. I'm going to check the Create Files, Create Folders, Write Attributes, Write Extended Attributes, Delete Subfolders and Files, Delete. I'm going to uncheck Read Permissions. I'm going to check Change Permissions and Take Ownership. We are leaving out full control, traverse folder and read permission. Like we're leaving out these options as they generate a huge amount of log data and don't really concern us with regards to security as their basic events. The system will be generating an audit entry for all the events that have been checked right here. Once you're done, click on OK. And here you can view in the auditing entries, we are going to monitor the events that we just checked. With defining the access control list, enabling object access auditing, and configuring SACL auditing, we can now track the access events for the confidential files and folders for file integrity monitoring. So now you try this out in your setup and let us know if you have any difficulties via chat. As we just saw, the prerequisites to file integrity monitoring include defining the access control list, enabling object access auditing, and then enabling the SACL auditing. I hope you are trying out these tasks. Remember that your business has confidential data stored in files and folders, and it is critical to be able to track the accesses and changes made to them. Please let us know via chat if you have any queries, and once you are done, let us know using the hand raise option. So now that we have looked at the prerequisites to file integrity monitoring, which is to define access control lists, enable object access auditing, and to enable SACL auditing, let us move to the next part of the workshop, which is to add a host in EventLog Analyzer for file integrity monitoring. And by setting up alert profiles on EventLog Analyzer, you can monitor the confidential folders in real time. And let me show you how to do that. Navigate to the File Monitoring tab. Scroll down to the File Monitoring Summary and click on the Add link. Here, the first field is the Assign Template option. Here you can specify the location of the file and include or exclude certain file types to enable you to get the user details for the critical changes happening on your confidential files and folders. You can save all these configurations as a template and then apply it across your servers in your network. To create a template, click on the plus icon. This will take you to the configure template page. First, you need to give a name for your template, say home folder, and then specify the location of the folder. The next is the enable settings option, which allows you to granularly define settings for your template. It allows you to get the user details for the critical changes made to the files and folders. So here check the username box and then you have the option to include or exclude certain file types. So say for example, I want to exclude the text files. I simply click exclude txt and then click apply. You also have the option to exclude subfolders present in the particular folder. This exclude option is of course different from the one we just saw in enable settings. The exclude option in enable settings allows you to exclude certain file types such as text files, and the exclude option right here allows you to exclude certain subfolders which are present in my home folder. Once you are done with this, click on Save Template. Now you can apply this template, that is the home folder template, across servers in your network. So now let us add a host for monitoring. I'm adding my host here. We need not specify the location of the file as we have already done it while applying the template. So we can just click Save Monitoring now. So now you can see that this will install the agent for file integrity monitoring automatically on that host. You can check the status of the installed agent under the agent administration. You go to the Settings tab, click on Admin Settings, and under Agent Administration, click on Manage Agent. So here you can see the installed agents and the status, whether the service is running, and you have the option to restart or stop the service. Now you can try adding a host and pushing the file integrity monitoring agent in that particular host in your setup. And let us know if you have any difficulties via chat. You also have the option to install the agent when you add the host for the first time. To do this, click on the Add drop-down menu and click on Host. So in the Add New Host page, you can install the agent in that particular host while adding the host to EventLog Analyzer. Once the agent has been installed, you can later specify which location the folder resides so as to monitor the files in that location. So simply click the agent checkbox right here and choose your agent, and you can add your new host right here. To configure the file integrity monitoring for the existing host, go to the File Integrity Monitoring tab, scroll down to the File Monitoring Summary and click on the Add link. Here you can specify the template and specify the host that you wish to monitor. It is the same procedure that we just looked at. After you do this, the agent will be automatically installed in that particular host. Try doing this in your lab setup and let us know on chat if you have any queries. And once you are done, let us know using the hand raise option. Hopefully you aren't having any problem in adding a host and pushing the file integrity monitoring agent to that particular host. So let us now have a look at the reports provided by EventLog Analyzer. Navigate to the File Monitoring tab and click on the host for which you want to view the file access data. As you can see right here in the report, you get a comprehensive report for that specific server. You can view events such as creation, deletion, modification, renamed, and permission changed. You can also build a search query from this report by clicking on the search option right here. You also have the option to export the report as a PDF or a CSV file right here for your auditor. You also have the option to create an alert profile that sends out real-time alert notifications via email or SMS whenever a user performs certain actions on your confidential data. Let us see how to enable those alerts. To do this, navigate to the File Monitoring tab and click on the Add Alert button. This will take you to the Create an Alert Profile page. Specify a name for the alert profile, say File Deletion, and select the host or group for which you want the alert to be raised. Next, you need to set the criteria for the alert. So say a specific user, John, tries to delete certain files and you want an alert to be triggered for that. You have the option to click the add button here. Choose username equals John and change type equals deleted. When it comes to picking the username, you can also click the pick option right here to choose the usernames. Next, you need to select your mode of notification, either the SMS or email. You also have the option to run a script when the alert criteria is met to proactively mitigate the security threats. This can be done using the run program option, where you need to upload a file which contains the script. So say I want to go with an email notification. Choose the email to which you want the alert to be sent. Write a subject, say file has been deleted. You may optionally add notes in the mail as well. And then click on the add alert profile. Now you will be getting real-time email notifications when the user John tries to delete a file in that server. Now you can try creating an alert profile in your setup Let us know on chat if you have any queries, and once you are done, let us know using the hand raise option. Here's a quick recap of what we looked at today. We have seen how to add a host for file integrity monitoring, how to push an agent to the host, how to extract reports, and how to set up an alert profile. This is after configuring the prerequisites to file integrity monitoring, which included defining the access control list, enabling object access auditing, and configuring the SACL auditing. Next week, we will be looking at forensic analysis using the log search, which includes the backtracking of security attacks, the search options available in EventLog Analyzer, building search queries to conduct forensic analysis, extracting these forensic reports, and creating an alert profile from the search queries for proactively mitigating the future threats. If you have any queries, please let us know on chat, and if there are any pending unanswered queries, we will try to answer them offline. Thank you for joining us and have a nice day.